It is the desire of everyone to be happy, live a good life in a comfortable home in a safe neighborhood. For years, the people of East Penitence, Georgetown have longed for a safer environment, one where their children can grow and develop, where there is employment and recreational facilities so that children can have a safe space to play, and where young people can spend their free time engaged in meaningful pursuits instead of getting involved in illegal activities. For residents, the wait is over, as the government has commenced the process to transform and develop East Penitence. To transform a community is not an easy task. It requires the involvement of both the government and the residents. It is this sort of government-citizen partnership where the residents can identify the problems and together they and the government can come up with solutions that have the best chance of success.
The initiative of government is to develop all the communities in all the various regions throughout Guyana. So this is just one of the areas. You'll have more members of parliament in different regions and different areas embarking on similar to what you would have seen here this afternoon. But the whole aim behind it is to resuscitate these communities. Our government talks about community and all Guyanese having a great life, and we recognize that we have to start from on the ground with the communities, coming into the community, developing sports, look at their living conditions, joblessness, and every aspect of it. So then we could report back. We have to submit reports centrally, and then it will be examined to ensure that all communities are being carried. The residents are excited, they're pleased, and they're very motivated, and they're excited in working with me, and I really embrace that, and I appreciate that from them, and I thank them for allowing me to come into their communities and work with them.
At the first citizens' consultation to develop East Penitence, the community and government were both well represented. It provided the opportunity for the government to outline its policies and what were some of the government's plans.
I am committed to working meaningfully, sensibly, to solve the problems of your community. This community in East Penitence, communities across our city, and communities across our country. What I don't want is a continuation of the formula, of the recipe that I inherited, because it might make me feel important for a while, that everybody wants to know this minister, and he can decide who he going to help. And the few that he helped will look up to him, and the rest will be begging and waiting for an audience. But I'd be fooling myself, friends, because in a very short time, it will become evident to everybody that, you know what? This coalition, or APNU or PNC, they're really solving the problems. They're no different from the PPP. But we are different. We are different. This is why we will set about doing things differently from the way it was done in the past. So instead of that hand of oppression that existed in the last 2 decades, where the central government was micromanaging all of our local organs, where they degraded the capacity of the councils, where they damaged the capacity of the councils, and whereby the overall actions, they rendered our councils dysfunctional, unable to carry out their role, their responsibility, and their duties on your behalf. That will change. So our priority is to repair this damaged system that we inherited, and to repair this dysfunctionality that is present in all of our local organs. Because as I said at the beginning, it is impossible for one to do the work of 81. So what we have to do is we have to build the capacity in the 81, and we have to equip those 81 councils, and we have to empower them to be able to do the things that you want done.
We all have to come together, and this includes you too, to join in our forces towards the development of a better Guyana, because a partnership for national unity in 2011, we campaigned for a good life. In 2015, along with a Partnership for National Unity and the Alliance for Change, we felt that it was time for Guyana to see that change. Because when we look around in the very communities that we live, that we dwell in on a daily basis, we see the state. And I know for sure that many Guyanese didn't want to remain in that comfort zone. That is why on May the 11th, you would have made it possible to ensure change is realized so that we can have that good life partnership action I promised you in 2011. This APNU AFC administration, we will not be micromanaging. We believe in local democracy. We believe that you, the people, must be able to say to us at the central level what is best for your communities. For too long, we had the imposition of people who were not a part of our communities. For too long, we had ministers deciding which streets must be done as against another. But comrades, I can assure you, this would never happen under this government.
I was approached by some young people, and it really burdened my heart personally. And it was in terms of nowhere for kids, and those group of young men identified an area that was given to them, and they want to set up a basketball court. And I was so burdened that I said I can't leave this one to government and budget and all of that. I take it upon myself, and I said the young man is right here this afternoon. Bring the budget for the ground. You have the land. They said they will provide labor. Somebody from New York is going to give the 2 goals, and I fall into some expense. And I am going to provide the materials, and together, East of Penitence, we'll have a basketball court. So, we are not a government of promises and lies, and I'm a woman of action.
The residents were advised that the Ministry of Communities is fully aware of some of the issues affecting the communities, and where possible, efforts are being made to address them.
The first priority of this administration, as part and parcel of this repair job that I've spoken about, is to hold local government elections so that people in communities across our countries can democratically elect persons, choose persons that they have confidence in to manage the affairs of their communities.
The first consultation also allowed the residents to share their concerns and detail the problems affecting them.
We have two major problems. That's environmental, drainage, and joblessness for the youth. And joblessness could be tackled because I have grown in this area, like Ronald was saying, there are a lot of culverts inside of these places. We know where they are. And many times one of the drains would have been filled. Instead of coming through the culverts, it goes over the road and into the yard. We know where they are. Now, as regards to cleaning the drains, there's a youngster who said to me that he has 7 these weed whackers. And he's prepared to use them to clean this area. And most of those youths, if we can have special projects where they can have these weed whackers, they will clean those drains, and those same persons that are perceived to be delinquent will be gainfully occupied. You know, because we need to take care of those youths, or none of us in this community would be safe. You know? So basically, I would like to thank the minister for having this meeting. And I would suggest that, you know, if in the shortest possible time, we have another meeting where you can address these youths, let them know what they need to do and how they can contribute.
I'm here to work with you. If you can organize your youths
And then you get to the group, and then, like I said, it's not a one-time spin-off. I'm very new, and I've found my way. So if you can organize the youths that you're talking about, and then you liaison with Ryan, like I said, it's just for you to develop and to invite me, and so I want to work with you. And I could definitely come back and to meet with the youth. And Minister Bulkan talked about the NDCs and all of that. So then in shaping all of that, you have the youths, and then you say to the NDC that, listen, these are projects that you can take on locally. And I will be there to push that. I think it's really good and things like that. So just if you organize young people, and then I'll be here to work with you.
Minister Broomes, I'm challenging you to this concept. I'm proposing that for our 50th anniversary, that if we can have that area that persons are dumping within East Penitence as a full-fledged recreational area, that we can invite members of the government and also persons from within all other NGOs to have some sort of celebration within our community. Because Guyana, we need to come back to our community. We need to, when it comes to mushroom money, we need to have our own local little celebration within our communities. Because this is the only way that we'll have a sense of pride and ownership of our community. But I would also want to reemphasize to our residents that regardless of whichever group or whichever person approach you, if the idea is feasible and it's all for the benefit of the community, let us work together.
I'd like to assure all of you who are here that I believe that Minister Broomes will certainly act upon that suggestion, and I have no doubt that she will receive the fullest support and cooperation from the central government to make that a reality.
So this is something that we're going to push, and it's for the development of that area. I want to challenge you, young man, again. If we challenge each other, that is fine. That you will square ahead, you will be the leader to work with me, and we can get the plan and everything, we're going to make this a reality. So we will do it together.
The Ministry of Public Infrastructure has committed to addressing some of the issues which need urgent attention, as well as pledging its support for the overall development of the community.
I intend to deal with some of the issues that I think that I can deal with as priority immediately, because one resident made the point about the bridge linking East Rumveld from East Penitence. That bridge is in a deplorable state. I think they're missing rails. So once I have my technical team check on it, we will have that addressed immediately.
A committee with members chosen by the residents to oversee the development and monitor the implementation of projects will be established. Residents believe that the new initiative, especially given the way it is being designed, will make a significant impact on enhancing their lives and improving their immediate surroundings.
And I think that this initiative is good, but then again, we have to get the people to make it work. And as I've said before, residents may come out here, but those youth that they consider delinquent and all this kind of thing, we have to create a scenario or a situation whereby they could be gainfully occupied, and they will work, but they need to feel that they're a part of this initiative. All that is said probably would have been said before, but now it's for us to get it done. And you have to collaborate to get it done. Probably with the help of the agencies who are here, the ministries and the Mayor City Council. But I know that they are going to work. They just need to be involved and be informed.
I think today's engagement was a very fruitful engagement. Also, it signals the fact that at the central level, they're looking to have more democracy at the local level, at the community levels, so that persons within their communities can manage their communities and also identify and also address some of the issues that they face within the communities. And in a nutshell, what it would do is bring about some of the collectiveness within communities, having persons working together and really resolving some of those issues that can be resolved within the community levels.
The youths they need somewhere, they need elders to counsel them, and some of the youths, they need parents to caution them, that to form like groups and like you to call out the parents and speak to them as the man was talking about the chorus, and I said, because I don't come down this part. I don't walk this part. You understand? So they need to form organizations. They said they were going to build a community center that they have young pregnancy and these kind of ways. Well, I'm glad that as the minister changed, the government changed, minister come in, and they were able to look into it. I'm not able to work like force, but I will still be a committee member, because I am a committee member, and I will still be a committee member because I have a lot of children. I have grandchildren, I have great-grandchildren. So I'm very glad, and I'm not moving from this area. You understand? So I thank that minister that they come in and they could put people concerned at rest, and then she would energize more people now would be able to come, because this is not East Penitence come out yet. So it would energize more people to come out, and then when they see work in progress, then everybody would take up their position.
This is what the people were looking for 23 years. This is what the people want. The ministers coming, meeting, sitting there in the concerns of the people. And I just want to congratulate Minister Broomes on this initiative. I think you were here, you listened to the people, you see the turnout, you listen to the problems. And I think this is what we want. We want local democracy. We want people at the local level to really determine their future. We don't want no government coming and impose, like has happened for 23 years, the last 23 years, impose their own ideas on the people. The people in the communities, they know the problems. They know the solution. We have to help them to fix the problem. Give them the resources, all they want, and you listen to them, you hear the passion. They can do it. All they want is the guidance. They want the resources to get it done. They know their communities, they're capable. And I think the meeting was well attended. The people spoke their mind, and they're ready to work. They've been stifled for 23 years. They've said it. They have never had a meeting with 3 ministers of government, meeting with them at a venue. I mean, the government just came into office, but they're on the road already. And, hats off to the president for encouraging and targeting, telling ministers, take specific areas, deal with the issues of the and concerns of the people. And I think, this is a tremendous initiative. All I can say is kudos to the government. The fact that we had here today the representatives of 2 youth groups here today who identified themselves to be part of a steering committee to put this community in place speaks volume about the passion of young people in this area and the need for them to be involved. Says a lot to me, and I'm really, really impressed. Because a year or 2 ago, you might not have had young people at a forum like this, because they weren't being encouraged, they weren't being allowed to come and do a whole lot of things where they can express their views. And so to see them here today, sending their representatives here to be part of something like this, I mean, it's a tremendous effort. And kudos to the young people of this area. So East Penitence is on the rise. And again, I want to thank and congratulate the Minister Broomes for this initiative. And I think the area is going to really take off.
The government's overall thrust is to have each community fully developed, with all the modern facilities allowing the residents to live in comfort, thus creating a better society for all.